So this is breaking news. Pavel Durov, the CEO of Telegram, was just arrested in France after he stepped off of his airplane, his private airplane. Apparently, he was arrested because he wasn't giving, Telegram was not giving the tools to the French government that they need to basically fight crime. And so, I guess it's speculated that Telegram has end-to-end encryption. Telegram end-to-end encryption is not enabled on every single message. You have to create basically a secret message for it to be enabled. And the way it works is that if you have two users, Alice and Bob, they will actually encrypt the messages directly to one another, but it's not enabled by default. And so it's always been speculated when an app like Telegram doesn't provide their source code that the actual underlying encryption is actually basically degraded encryption and the data is actually going to the government anyway. But if France arrested the CEO, maybe that's not true. It's terrible that France arrested this guy, but apparently his net worth is about $15 billion, mostly through the ICO that Telegram did. They have a cryptocurrency and they did an ICO, and I think that's where he got most of his net worth. So he'll be able to hire lawyers and so forth. It's still a terrible burden on the guy. He's in jail right now, and I'm sure this is going to be a problem. But it really does fundamentally call into question whether or not Telegram has proper end-to-end encryption on their messages. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, no one can decrypt the messages. There's no magic to decrypt this. Like, unless you have, more time than the total age of the universe, you cannot decrypt the messages unless Telegram is helping you. And so if the French government is arresting the CEO, it's kind of a hint that, the French government can't get access to this data. And so this has been a fundamental issue with social media platforms moving forward, and how can governments control them? And we're starting to see this rise of disinformation and misinformation in social media platforms. Specifically on Telegram, there's a lot of vaccine misinformation and conspiracy theories. And I don't know how we're going to deal with this as a society. I don't think necessarily end-to-end encryption should go away, but at the same time, these conspiracy theories are really dangerous, because you have state actors like Russia that actively create this misinformation and try to damage democracies around the world. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Hopefully the guy gets out of prison and nothing happens here. But I do kind of feel like France kind of has a point here. If they can't get access to the messages, and these platforms are being used to actually commit crimes, it's very interesting. But then again, who's to say that it's anybody's right to block whether or not I can have an encrypted communication channel with someone I trust. So anyway, we'll see how this evolves.